Hello, welcome back to the Water Man's Pieces. We're back with Princess Rachel. Hi. Anyways, anything I wanted to talk about? I mean, I guess there's one thing I wanted to talk about. Namely, for like 80 cents or something, I don't fucking know what the exact price was, bought the Steam background for Meguru from Sabbath of the Witch. Mainly because, like, something I actually wanted was like the heart background for Karen Kitaoji for Making Lovers, but if I saw correctly, that was like €8, and no, that's just like profile customization. I'm not paying €8 for profile customization. So yeah, that's why I didn't get it. I did, however, get the Meguru one because, you know, Meguru. Also because that was actually the cheapest one. Like, could have gotten the Nene one, but that would have been like, I think like 30 cent more, at the 50 cent more. So, yeah. Anyways, as usual, the little background roulette on the left-hand side, we have Masomi sitting with Misaki in the abandoned bus again from Aokana. And on the right-hand side, we have Masaya. Masaya. The earlier one was Masaya as well. We have Masaya sitting on the porch with Marika, this time from Princess Evangile. There's so much Masaya. Seriously, do we actually know the family name of Masaya from Aokana? Like, do we know that? Anyways, did I forget something? I wonder if I forgot something. Oh yes, I did indeed forget something. I forgot the booze. Also, the background just changed to Riri reading porn, but it's not actually porn, but just a really graphic shoujo manga. Anyways, the next day we decided to immediately go out on a date.
これからのデートの毎日に備えて、昨日現金のお小遣いをいただいておいたんです。
Everyday dates. Oh boy. Everyday dates was a bit of an odd expression. Oh, that reminds me. The last time we went out with everyone, having cash on hand confused you, didn't it?
はい。
She was so confused when she got off the bus, and again when trying to operate the vending machines.
それにしても、びっくりしました。いつの間にか伊藤博文ではなくなっていたのですね。
What? Also, yes, I have an extremely metal t-shirt today. That was actually a gift from a friend of mine. He went somewhere over the holidays and decided to bring it back as a souvenir. Anyways, that's a little outdated, yeah.
冗談です。
fact that she seldom had physical money on her. The fact that she seldom had physical money on her probably wasn't a joke, though. As always, the bus was quite crowded. Isn't this your second time riding the bus?
はい。
She was always being chauffeured around in high-class cars. There really were some amazing people in this world.
ボディーガードなしで外に遊びに出るのも、今日が人生で2回目ということになります。
Also, something I need to talk about is that somebody in part 1 for this mentioned that there's some parallels you can draw between Princess Evangile and Majikoi, mainly Ruriko Miyako. Then he also did Marika Chris. Hold on, let me just look up which parallels he pulled. YouTube. Like I say he, but it might also be a she. Who the fuck judges? I'm saying he because 99% of my audience is male, and that 1% is probably posing as female. Okay, somebody's complaining about everything and everyone confusing him. There we go. It's kind of interesting how many small parallels PE has with Majikoi. Do you think it's possible that the PE writers took some inspiration from it? It may be a stretch to make an actual connection, but there are some similarities on a basic level. Ruriko Miyako, Konami Kazuko, Marika Chris, and Samiya Yonpachi. I actually feel very bad for writing the last one. Yeah, I despise it as well. Thanks for nothing. Don't fucking... Please, no, 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 no. Do not put Tamie on the same level as Yonpachi. Just don't. And anyways, and something that that came to mind after reading that was after reading that, it like took like a few hours for it to actually come into my mind. Kamiyagi Group, Kuki Corporation. And that made me think, because the last part there was a mention about how their butler and her father's right-hand man resigned because of old age. Is Marcel going to become the butler? The right-hand man? That's gotta be the case, isn't it? Like, that is totally going to be the case. Anyways, also, there's something here that hurts for some reason. Today, hold on, that's her line. I'm a fucking idiot. I guess that is true.
そして恋人と二人きりのデートは初めてです。こう。あ、二人きりではなかったですね。二人と一匹です。
Ah, yes, the pimp weasel. It's nice to go out on a date, huh? Now that no one was watching us, this was an excellent opportunity for me to flirt with her, so I took a hold of her hand. When her hand felt so smooth, and she was visibly very adorable. Simply touching her made me feel a warm joy in my chest.
なんだか楽しくて歌を歌いたくなってきてしまいます。
Time for karaoke. Whoops, that's Marika. Do you like singing, Ruriko?
そうですね。パン生地をこねたりしながらよく歌っているような気がします。
Do you listen to CDs and stuff?
CD は聞きませんが、私の作詞作曲の歌ですね。
Huh. Oh, what kind? Let me hear.
では、パンタパンタパン食べる。パンは食べても米食うな。という歌です。
Like, I didn't want to hear that for some reason. Like, I had a very bad feeling about that. You can't have rice? I stuttered out that question.
米粉パンなら OK なんです。米粉米粉米粉パン。やっぱりパンタはパンが好き。
It was lovely to watch Ruriko sing to herself, was it? When we got off the bus, Ruriko scanned her surroundings.
やっぱり 少し不思議な感じがするものですね。いつも視界の隅にあった黒服の人がいないというのは。
Do you feel anxious at all?
本当に一人きりだとしたら少し不安に思ったかもしれません。でも今はまさやさんがいますから。
Yeah.
でも本当は一人で出かけられるようにならないといけないのでしょうね。
She said as she gazed at people walking along the road.
ボディーガードがついている人なんていないようですし。
Well, yeah, bodyguards are something, abnormal, honestly. I'm sure you'll get used to it eventually. I'll be by your side until then. But of course, regardless of whether you do or not, I'd like to be with you all the time.
はい了解。くっつき虫。
Phantom Burr? What? Ruriko giggled as she grabbed and hugged my arm. She definitely seemed like a cute phantom to me. There was this pillowy softness against my arm.
では行きましょう。私、先にご挨拶しておきたい方がいるんです。
Who?
パン屋のお師匠さんです。
There's an owl among us. Who? I don't know why I just remember. I know why I just remembered that because Masaya just said who. Master of the bread shop?
私、実はパン作りのお師匠さんがいるんです。
Wow. That's the first I've heard of it.
あれは、そう、中期課程2年生の夏のことでした。どうしても納得のいくバゲットが作れず、私、毎日のように泣いていまして。
Over baguette? That's gonna make for some soggy bread. That was a bad joke. I'm sorry about it. I'm sorry about that. Very, very sorry. Really? She's that serious about this?
そんな時、お母様が紹介してくれたんです。店は駅から近いのでご挨拶に行きませんか？
Very, very itchy. Like, I don't know why I'm so itchy all the time. Like, I can't, like, I actually took a shower, like, right before this. Hence the new t-shirt. And I'm still itchy. Actually, like, here, like, around this area, just under the, like, right under the headphones, it hurts because I scratched myself to the point where I have inflicted a wound upon myself. Because it was so itchy. Sure. We started walking along with our arms linked. Ah. Ruriko sure has some massive ones. Fluffy soft bones were pressed against my arm. Peeking down from above, it was exciting to see her exposed collarbone and bulging breasts. If I keep thinking about this stuff, I'm only going to make it harder on myself. Oh, you sure gotta make something harder for yourself. Clear your mind. Clear your mind. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form.
暑いですか？
Huh?
今、神道滅却と言っていたので。
I said that out loud. I sensed that she was trying to pull her hand away, so I quickly spoke up. Oh, no. No, not really. I'm not at all. Not hot at all. Yes, indeed, I'm not hot at all. I'm not hot at all. Come closer. When I did just the opposite and pulled her towards me, she obediently leaned in. Walking together like this made me feel like we had really become a couple. I was really happy. After walking 2 or 3 minutes, we came upon the bread shop. think it's obvious what I read. The thing is, I know a character called Ogasawara from Magikoi. The daughter of the sweets shop owner. Chica. The one that's in 2F. So she had a bastard son, did she? Anyways, we came upon the bread shop Batard Ogasawara. Okay, don't get too happy there, Pandabelle. The aroma of bread permeated the air outside of the shop, and Pandabelle quickly started to make a fuss. Sorry about that. Also, by the way, as it stands right now, it's still somewhat annoying with the camera angle, if I imagine, because like the camera is above my screen, which I feel looks kind of weird. At least that's in my opinion. And I actually have like a little tripod coming for like just so it stands here like right in between the two monitors. Anyways, it was rather crowded inside and seemed pretty popular.
そういえば、マサヤさんのお家はこの辺りにあったんですよね。
Yeah.
では、小笠原さんのお店ももしかしてご存知でしたでしょうか?
I shook my head. I never ate much bread, although I do like it. Truth be told, it was more like I was too poor to afford it, but there was no need to disclose that.
名前からわかるように、小笠原さんの店はフランスパンが得意なんです。
It sounds to me like it specializes in bastards! Batard. Does that mean it has butter in it? Oh, even Pandabell's laughing at me now, huh? Even Pandabell's laughing at me, huh? What's so fucking funny, buddy? You wanna fucking go? I'll tussle with you. Huh?
そういう冗談、私好きです。
I don't think that's a joke. Oh yeah, didn't we have a back and forth like this once before? Actually, I wasn't joking. I really don't know what sort of bread it is. Riko gave a nod, then explained it to me. From what she said, the difference between the baguettes she usually bakes and the batard bread was all in the size. Oh, so the contents are basically the same?
はい。おにぎりと握り飯の違いみたいなものでしょうか?
What is the difference between onigiri and nigiri meshi? Hold the phone. Onigiri nigiri meshi. I mean, I know what onigiri looked like. I didn't. Nigiri meshi. So apparently, apparently, Wikipedia has all as one. So, there we go. The difference. Onigiri versus omusubi versus nigiri meshi. In Japan, when a mother prepares a bento for the lunch that her kid eats at school, she sometimes makes rice balls as staple food, together with various side dishes. Besides, if you go shopping at convenience stores in Japan, you will see a variety of packed rice balls lined up on the shelf. As you may know, these Japanese rice balls are generally called onigiri. Actually, in addition to onigiri, the rice ball has two other given names, that is, omusubi and nigiri meshi. But are there any difference in meaning between onigiri, omusubi, and nigiri meshi? When we Japanese mention the rice ball in daily life, we often use the word onigiri or omusubi. Whether one says onigiri or omusubi depends on the person. However, generally speaking, onigiri is the word commonly used in the eastern part of Japan, whereas omusubi tends to be used in the western part of Japan. As for the shape in general, no matter what shape is okay concerning onigiri. Actually, it is said that the word onigiri is derived from the word nigirimeshi, so both the words actually usually refer to the rice ball with a free shape that is covered in a dry sheet of seaweed laver, nori. On the other hand, in many cases, omusubi refers to a rice ball with a triangle shape that is covered partly with a nori sheet. Conclusion, nevertheless, according to Onigiri Association of Japan, Onigiri Association of Japan. What? Hold the fucking phone! There is an actual Onigiri Association. You know what? Fuck it. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. Fuck it. Huh?
握り飯というと、なんとなく丸い形を思い浮かべませんか?
Oh, I see what you mean. It was a warm and cozy hypothetical, just like Ruriko. As we prattled on, a middle-aged woman wearing an apron and cone-like hat walked out. Oh my, Ruriko, good morning, good afternoon.
奥様、ごきげんよう.
You have quite a young bodyguard with you today.
まさやさん。こちらの男性はボディーガードではありません。
Which would mean? The person who she called Madam looked very puzzled. A young man and woman being alone together on its own shouldn't ordinarily be that much of a surprise.
実は私の恋人なのです。
Yeah, that was the reaction I expected. Hey, dear! We have a situation! A situation! She rushed back into the shop and returned with her husband. Their customers looked rather surprised, too. Was it okay for them to leave them unattended? I doubt it. What is it? The husband darted his eyes around in bewilderment as he was dragged out by the elbow. Ruriko said she has a boyfriend!
私にいい人ができることがそんなに驚くようなことなのでしょうか?
My nose hates me again. And I'm out of tissues. Fuck. Well, Ruriko, you are a refined young lady. Also, there aren't all that many students at Vincent with boyfriends, are there?
なるほど。
The husband quickly returned inside the shop while the three of us remained outside and talked. Still, that's pretty shocking. I never expected Ruriko to have a boyfriend. But naturally, she is a beautiful woman with a wonderful disposition, and if she put her mind to it, I assume she could find as many boyfriends as she wanted. All the same, I was positive it would happen after she graduated from Vincennes. What a surprise!
なんと申しましょうか。マサヤさんとこうなることは運命だったのかもしれません。
Fate, huh? It felt like her smile was a little forced. Oh, I see. You're the transfer student at Vincennes. Yes. Now I understand.
まずはお二人にご紹介しておこうと思ったんです。
Thank you for that. She looked over both of us separately and nodded several times. You two look good together. Congratulations. I don't know why I'm voicing her like that. Thank you very much. Okay, you went through all the trouble to come say hello. Let me give you a souvenir.
すみません。今日はちょっと。
Huh?
違うところで食事をしようと思っていたんです。
Oh, you are? Got it. I'll make it a rusk then. You should be able to enjoy it later that way.
ありがとうございます。
With the rusk in hand, we left the shop. What is this somewhere else you mentioned earlier?
ああ、別に当てがあって言ったわけではないんです。今日はせっかくのデートですので、どこかお店で食べたいなと。
You've got a point. Next, we discussed where to eat, what to eat and where.
パッパ通り月の石は前にも行きましたし。
Our first candidate out of the running, I thought it over. It could be cool of me if I could show her someplace nice at a time like this, but unfortunately I didn't know of anywhere. In any case, I had always kept even the city's bread shops at a distance in order to economize. Putting on a front wouldn't do any good, so I told Ruriko the truth. Then she said,
実は行ってみたいお店があるんです。
Where?
ラーメン屋さんです。
Makes sense, yeah. Ramen? You okay with that?
晩餐後の食事でもたまに出てきますが、私、町のラーメン屋さんには行ったことがありません。
Honest to God, like, I've still yet to enter like like a restaurant where it's just like mainly just to by order, like they just basically call, you go there, you get it, and then you leave. And it's just largely that, like mainly pizza places. Like I go to a lot of different pizza places thinking about it for some reason, and for some reason like I get strangely familiar with the shop owners every single time. Like they get strange, like just it's like I naturally have an aura that makes pizza place owners want to be friendly towards me. Like I don't know why that is. Like I for some reason I get really friendly with people who own pizza joints. And I'd like to imagine that the same thing would happen to like other stuff like that, like a ramen shop or something like that, or I don't fucking know. What else would be an option? I don't know right now. Oh well.
それで一度は行ってみたいなと思いまして。
Oh, so that's what you meant. Now I understand. There's a place I was kind of a regular at before I had to skip town.
着付け。素敵な言葉の響きです。
I boss up back! Ruriko looked happy at any rate. I'm really worried about bringing such a sophisticated girl like Ruriko to a place like that, but food tasted good and it was cheap, which was why I was able to eat there. And it was unfortunately really shady looking. But it was unfortunately really shady looking. I'd also never seen a woman step foot into that shop. I had seen this stark, it had this stark, no women allowed vibe in the air. If I had to say, it has this fairly unclean feel to it. Are you sure you're okay with that?
構いません。マサヤさんが好きなお店であれば、私も行ってみたいですから。
hold on. Let's go then. We went back towards the station, and after going a short ways down a small alley, we came upon the ramen shop. This is it? Huh.
なんだか香ばしいような匂いが。この音は何でしょう。ジュージュー言ってカンカン音もしていて。
They're probably making Chinese fried rice. I think it's the sound of them smacking the pot with a ladle.
なるほど。新鮮な感じです。
At first, the customers, employees were all startled. They were probably more surprised by how beautiful she was rather than a couple dining in together, or so I thought. Thanks for the meal!
いただきます。
Oh, this is adorable.
マサヤさん、とっても美味しいです。
Right?
パンセンヌで出るのよりもずっと美味しいような。
Like chef just... Did you just say that? Did you just say that? Oh, nice. How flattering. Vincent's meals were decently delicious too, but this place was superior when it came to ramen. The quality of the food was the polar opposite of what the shop looked like from the outside.
ちょっと食べ過ぎてしまいました。
Yeah, same here. It's been a while, so I ended up eating a bigger serving. Ugh.
あら。ちょっとお腹を撫でさせてください。
Huh? Riko stuck her hand underneath my shirt before I could reply. Her palm gently brushed my sweaty skin. Ugh. It tickled and it let out an odd laugh. That was a laugh?
なんだかこういう丸みを見るとつい撫でたくなってしまうんです。なでなで。
That's kinda weird. Is it really that round?
ええ。普段が引き締まっていらっしゃいますし。パンターベルもお腹をこちょこちょされるのが好きなんですよ。
Can we not do this out in public?
マサヤさんもお好きですか？
Like, could we not? Oh, well, that's... the Ruriko people are starting to stare. We took that as a cue to leave as quickly as possible, yeah. After giving our stomachs a rest, we headed to Papatora Moon Rock.
さっきのお店ですが、私、とても楽しかったです。
You did? The food tastes good, but would you really call it fun? And it had more of a run-down, savage feel to it.
初めての経験ですから、私、いろんな初めてをマサヤさんと一緒に経験したいなと思っているんですよ。
Yes. I'm not doing myself any favors with making faces like that. Like, by God, my Discord channel is going to be flooded with new emotes by the end. Like, we're gonna reach the maximum emotes by the end of this week. Like, that's my guess. Also, actually have this over on that side. That accidentally off Discord over on this side of the screen. On this side of the screen instead of the other side. You know, yeah. It was Ruriko, so... This was Ruriko, so I doubted she meant anything perverted by that. Oh, she so wants to fucking go down on you. In spite of that, I couldn't help but let my mind wander all the same. But, yes, it would be wonderful if we could experience all sorts of fun things together.
もう夏休みも終わりですが。あ、でも。
She paused and smiled impishly.
婚約という話があった頃、私、月に一度は外出していたんです。というのは、婚約者との親睦を深めるという目的があったからなのですが、マサヤさんを相手にそうしてはいけない。 ということはありませんよね。
See? Yeah, you're right. We nodded in agreement.
では、ここを出たらお父様に会いに行きませんか？そして、学校が始まったら校長先生にも言っておきましょう。
Let's do that. That would basically be telling them that he's officially her fiance, though. As summer break ended and we entered the new term, I immediately went to see the headmistress. I got her consent surprisingly easily, but I suspect that was likely due to Ruriko's father putting in a good word for me. Like, just the headmistress just like, fuck. When I saw her father last, he willingly consented to our relationship.
なるほどな。二人でデートを重ねて親睦を深めようというわけか。大いに結構なことじゃないか。
You know exactly what I hear because of that W at the beginning of that laugh. Okay, I kind of fucked up near the end there. Also, I should have brought some fucking tissues down here. My god, help. Help, help.
お父様。
パパも元の婚約者栄太郎君の件では大いに反省している。
Hold on.
同じ失敗を繰り返したくはない。
I must request support real quick. There we go, I've requested support.
同じ失敗？
確かにあの時のマサヤ君は立派だったが、それだけでパパが判断してしまうのもいかにも早計というものだろう。ルリコにとって一生に一度の大事なことだ。であれば時間はかけた方がいい。
きっと心配には及びませんよ。
Also, what the fuck? So something's happening in general again. Basically, as a joke, like said something like, Pass einfach. Okay. Support has arrived. Hallelujah. Anyways, somebody posted a picture of like the whole thing that people who are lonely take longer and hotter showers to basically substitute the warmth, human warmth they're lacking. Somebody posted that in like memes, that whole picture. And I saw that right after I got out of the shower, so as a joke, I replied with, "So, I'm back from my shower?" Just like, yeah, that's totally not something I just did. Help. But just a joke, and now there's somebody asking for shower pics. And I'm worried. And they rolled a nat 20, so they really want me to send them. This is a problem.
まあそれもそうだろうな。ともあれ月に一度の外出了解した。そうして二人の仲を一層深めることにしなさい。
Thank you very much.
これで大手を振って出かけることができますね。
You said it.
早速作戦会議をしましょう。
Ruriko looked like she was brimming with joy. We moved over to the rose garden. There were students there, here and there, but upon our arrival, everyone seemed a bit surprised to see us.
どうしたのでしょうね。皆さんチラチラとこちらを見ているような気がしますが。
Maybe it's because we were together?
でも私たちはもともと友達です。一緒にいたところで不思議はないと思うのですが。
Yeah, but we're generally only together when the others are around. During the evening star gathering, our group of friends had seen our intimate exchange, but that didn't appear to be the case for anyone else.
注目されているとなんだか気分がいいです。
Ruriko was expectedly acting like a bit of a big shot.
びっくりしているということは、私たちが今や恋人同士ということもまだ知らないのでしょうね。
Time to make out. Anyways, looks like it.
思えば万世のにおいては色恋は大変な関心事です。誰がくっついたという話、
Oh
みんな大好物ですから。
I heard Count Okonogi is planning to court Mistress Ruriko. Like, that's what that sounds like. Like we're fucking medieval courts.
私たちのことをあえて公表したいということは特に考えもしませんでしたが、万世の風潮を考えるとそういうわけにもいかないのかもしれませんね。
We decided to go ask Tamiya's opinion on the matter, since she seemed likely to have one. That totally didn't sound wrong. I didn't actually want to press again. She snickered at us.
私に意見を求めるまでもないことでしょ。当たり前じゃない。
Fucking make out in the rose garden in front of everyone.
そうでしょうか。だって二人は我が子を始まって以来のビッグカップルなんだから、伏せることなんて不可能ね。
Really are talking this up.
いや、本当に。あら、そんな。確かに、マサヤさんの男っぷりは万世の始まって以来ではありますが。
I mean, that doesn't really mean much since he's the only man since Vincent's inauguration.
いや、そういうわけじゃなくてね。っていうか、男子はマサヤさんが初でしょ。まあ、確かにマサヤさん、いい感じではあるけれど。ですよね。結構悔しいわよね。
Don't fucking
私
joke
もマ
about
サヤ
that.
さんのこと狙っていたのに。
Don't fucking joke about that around Ruriko. I think she will actually murder you if you, like, even if it's just a joke.
タミエさんの身のためを思って忠告しておきます。
Just let me give you some advice for your own good.
予行練習しようものなら パンターベルが牙を剥いてしまいますよ。
Let me just, actually I can't. I'll share that in the Discord server later. Because that's fucking scary. I'm fucking scared.
なんだか怖いわね。
Kinda very. It's fucking very scary. Like she's actively threatening you.
鋭利に研いでいますから。嘘言わないように。
Anyway, what did you mean? I got back to the original subject.
だってマサヤさん、プルミエールジャッジメントに満場一致で通過したんだから、それなりに一目置かれているということよ。あともう一つは、なんといってもルリコさん。だってビジュブルーだもの。
Also, he
一二を争う人気者じゃない。
Also, he protected her in front of the entire school from her aggressive fiance. So that's actually a plus. Like that that could actually be seen as minus in all the other routes. That he's getting together with the other girls, even though he's so actively protected Ruriko during that important scene where basically the fate of him, his fate of if he's thrown out of the school because of the whole rape accusation was in the balance. Like, he protected Ruriko so much, but then he ended up with another girl. That just it just empowers the image of him being some kind of ladies' man. But now that he's actually ending up with the girl he protected so much, then that could actually be an extremely positive one. My nose hurts. I don't fucking know why, it just hurts! I don't know why I just did that. I don't know why. Just instant transmissioning around the fucking camera. I probably fucked with the music hella as well. That is ultimately how it works out, huh?
そうであれば、もう答えは決まっているわよね。では、公表することにしましょうか。
Hold the phone. I nodded.
じゃあ、私の出番ね。
Time to put it in the fucking newspaper. Now that it was decided, Tamiya quickly got to work and quickly produced her holy trinity, her microphone, camera, and recorder in no time flat. I'm very sorry about this. That did not feel very comfortable. However, my nose doesn't hurt anymore. It started hurting around here for some reason. After our interview with Tommy concluded, we held another strategy meeting.
月に一度のお出かけですからね。作戦はしっかり立てておきたいと思ったんです。
Of course! It made me... Also, I just realized how long my hair is again at this point. Like, it doesn't feel that long. But now I'm actually, like, seeing it in the camera. Like, by God. It really is growing again. It made me happy just to see how proactive she was about the whole thing.
あ、そうだ。今度の時はお昼は私が作ってもいいでしょうか。
Why am I slightly worried? Definitely. Oh, that's great. I get to eat your meal you made yourself.
自家製マーマレードやサンドイッチを用意しますから。
Sounds good. I mean, we did draw a parallel between her and Miyako. Are you sure it's not going to be too spicy? Even though we were only talking about a simple afternoon meal, this conversation was really putting me in the mood to go on a trip.
マーマレードは常年も一緒に煮詰めまして、サンドイッチは愛情を挟み込んでおきます。
How eccentric Ruriko acted and sounded was part of her charm.
それで今月はどこに出かけましょうか？
Let me see. Oh, when should we schedule it for?
前までは婚約者の方に都合を合わせていたのですが。
I'm free anytime.
私もです。では毎月上旬の日曜日ということにしましょうか。下旬にすると12月では冬休みに入ってしまいますので。
She said something about Fuyu, and all I can hear now is Fuyu Hanabi playing in the background. Anyways, so then we'd end up missing one of them entirely. Let's do that then. With the date chosen, we started picking out a place.
実を言うと、私からリクエストがあるのですが。
What is it?
ただ、まさやさんにとってはあまり楽しい場所ではないかもしれませんが。
She did mention that for some reason her dad was very opposed to her going behind the wheel. Is he gonna experience the devil that is Ruriko while driving? Oh, go ahead and try me.
まさやさんが前に住んでいた家のあたりです。
Near my place?
私が知っているのはワンセンヌに来てからのまさやさんだけですからね。
Oh, spot! I read sport. So I thought motorsport. Huh.
ただ、
Whoops,
ですので、子供の頃の思い出にも触れてみたいと思いまして。
like he
いかがでしょうか？
just tours different places. Like that's where I worked in first grade. That's where I worked in second grade. That's where I worked in third grade. Oh yeah, I was almost assaulted by debt collectors over on that corner. I caught my father spending the money I earned on booze over on that corner. Oh, I worked over there for the entirety of middle school. Yeah, sure. Any good memories I had from my childhood were few and far between, but if I went down memory lane with Ruriko, I figured it wouldn't be so bad.
アルバムなどもあれば見てみたいのですが。
How about that? Oh, I never took very many photos. Sorry.
いえ、わかりました。
Did you take any photos, Ruriko? If so, let me see. Gio passed by while we were flipping through the album together.
何してるの？
We're looking through Ruriko's photo album.
アルバム？へえ、私も見たことないな。ちょっと見せてよ。どうぞ。
Gio took a seat with Ruriko between us.
どれどれ？あは、かわいい。
Isn't she? She stood out a ton ever since she was little. Even in group photos, it was like your eyes were immediately drawn to her. Also, I'm very bright right now. By God. I have the... Okay, no longer. I have the radiance of a god! Okay, I'll stop. Also, something that happens while I was playing good old Persona 5 earlier. I had a fusion alert, and basically I fused something because I wanted a stronger persona that still had ice. And then I wanted to fuse two other personas. And the way I understood it was that during fusion alarm, every time you use one of the personas that you fused already, that you fused in that round, like basically you like fuse them along even further. Like every time you do that, there's a high chance of failure. However, it failed immediately on the second fusion that didn't even involve the first fusion's result. And it gave me an even stronger persona than the one I was trying to make. And I just made the persona I was trying to make normally. The thing is, the only reason why I want to make that persona is because I needed something with confusion. Because I had to farm money. So what I decided is I went up to a high level persona, a high level shadow, beat the fuck out of it until it was almost dead, and then just waited while it was confused for it to drop its own money. Yeah. The thing is, camera I'm using right now, I was a gift from my birthday that arrived on Monday because I kind of didn't know what the fuck to get, so at some point I was just, you know what, fuck it, webcam. Why not? Why not? Why not? Basically, that's why I decided to get it. But it was a bit late. But basically, they also had to, like my brother was also kind of caught between the webcam and an Elgato. However, the Elgato was, of course, too expensive. Anyways, she poked at my side, not looking nearly as annoyed as her response would suggest.
まるで外国のお人形さんみたい。ルリコさん、肌白いものね。
Gio gently cupped Ruriko's hair in the palm of her hand and looked a bit jealous.
そういえば、前期の頃は先生に言われたものでした。部活に学校の外に出たら、きっと人さらいにさらわれてしまうに違いないと。否定はできない感じ。
Despite how sheltered she was in some ways, Ruriko was raised like a princess. The realization that a girl like that was now my girlfriend made me feel kind of proud. She doesn't act all high and mighty in the slightest either. Ruriko really is lovely. Spent a while looking at the photo album together when Ruriko suddenly spoke up.
そうそう。マサヤさんの幼い頃はどんな風だったのでしょう。写真が残っていないということですので。まあ、なんてこともない男の子だったよ。なんてことはなかったんだけど。けど真冬でも半ズボンに T シャツで見ていて気の毒ではあったかな。
I mean, we all had a friend like that, let's be honest. Like, just this one friend that for some reason, even when it's fucking sub-zero degrees, just t-shirt and shorts all the way.
コンプ摩擦と似たような話でしょうか。健康骨が良かったんだけどね。
I didn't have any clothes.
服がない？
I was poor, basically.
それは苦労があったんですね。
Well, it's all in the past.
ですが、もしまた心と体が冷えるような時がありましたら、私に言ってくださいね。私が温めて差し上げますから。
Oh boy. Oh. Yeah.
こほん。それ、どういう意味かしら？雪山で遭難したとある男女。凍えないために二人が取った行動は、生まれたままの姿になって抱き合うというものでした。服を脱いだらかえって寒いじゃない。とある男女は恋人同士だった。まったく。雪山を持ち出した割に、お熱い話ね。ごめんなさい。それで、服装以外のことについては？そうだね。いっつもお腹を空かせていたみたいだったな。お腹を？
Stop it. You don't need to bring up such dark stuff.
まあまあいいじゃない。今はいい生活ができているんだし。
Well, yeah, but...
空腹というのは、それもお金のことで？
Yeah, more or less. Thinking back, it was a frigid childhood.
も しまたそんなことがあったら、私が食べさせてあげますからね。
Yeah, she means bread, right?
なんだか紐みたいな話ね。
She and I apparently thought the same thing.
それにしても。
Ruriko grabbed my arm with a serious look on her face.
そんな苦労がありながら、よくぞこんなご立派な体に。
It is exactly those hardships that forged his body like iron.
それは私もそう思う。この暑さと硬さ。
Don't get too excited there.
なんてたくましいのでしょう。
こらこら、もみもみしながら何をよろめいているのよ。
The three of us continued chatting until dinner time. Fried eye! Shortly after I had entered Vincent, Tamiya once said, our news club publishes a newspaper daily. We leave them in the classroom in the morning, so give it a read tomorrow. As such, there was a huge commotion first thing in the morning, the day after our interview.
予想通りの反応ね。何しろ、相手はあのビジュブルーだもの。
It sounded even more persuasive when Rise, who was revered as the son of the school, said that.
まあ、まさやさんにはピンとこないかもしれないですけれど、ルリコさん、前期の頃からの人気者だから。
No, I get it. Ruriko was beautiful and has a wonderful personality.
のろけてるわね。あなた。
Nah, he's like honestly, yeah, when somebody just says like, "Are you playing up your lover?" Like, just say, "No, I'm not. They're just that amazing." No.
まあいいわ。ちょっと様子を見に行きましょうよ。
Anarchy, probably. Sure. Despite how limited our breaks were in between lectures, there was a huge stream of students lined up out in the hallway. And of course, they were all heading straight for Ruriko's classroom, to be. Or not to be. I hate myself. And when Reese and I reached the classroom door, I could hear various cries of, Ruriko is going out with a boy!
あんまり歓迎はされていないみたいね。
They shouldn't be surprised. They saw what happened at the fucking vote that basically decided his fate at the school. Like they saw what happened. Like it's obvious that she would fall for him at least. After that. Like why are they surprised? Yeah. The crowd turned around at the sound of my voice. Their gazes appeared to be quite unfriendly, and I felt like I'd gone back to how things were when we first entered the school.
みんな
Lisa addressed them with a dignified tone.
気持ちはわかるわ。でも、二人はきちんと付き合っているのだから。だったら、祝福してあげましょうよ。
Now that Risa had said it, everyone seemed to more or less accept it. In the end, our break ended before I could ever reach Ruriko's classroom. As I turned back, I said, Risa, thank you for your help earlier.
いいえ。だって、仲のいい友達二人が結ばれたんですもの。だったら、ちゃんと祝福してあげたいじゃない。
Basically, don't be a miracle. I fell silent and simply nodded my head. I think that was the moment I learned why she was called Soleil d'École all over again. He gave up on going to see Ruriko during break and decided to eat with everyone during lunch.
こんな時は、アソシアシオンのお得感を感じるわよね。メンバー以外はめったにこんなところ来ないもの。
With no one else around, we were able to enjoy our meal at our leisure.
やっぱり反響を巻き起こしたわね。
Tamiya looked pleased with herself.
これも、私のペン先がうなりを上げた、その賜物かしらね。
Roar.
もともと話題になりやすい情報だったからでしょ。冗談。
結局周知のところとなったわけですが、お母さん、校長先生から何か言われたりしませんでしたか？
いいえ、もっともその前にこちらから告げていたんです。
そうなのですか？
なんで？デートのためです。デート？
Everyone looked a bit dazed as Ruriko explained the situation with a wide smile on her face.
デートのために校長先生と交渉するなんて、ルリコさんもなかなか発展家なのね。これが恋の力です。
Oh, fuck off with the power of love.
言うわね。
Fuck off with that.
真面目なことでも有名だったルリコさんがそんなこと言うなんて。人間変われば変わるものね。
She didn't seem to change all too much in my opinion.
私、真面目に恋をしているつもりではありますよ。まあ、そうなんでしょうけど。で、どこに行くわけ？東京とかに遠出したりするの？いえ、そこまでは。初回は、マサヤさんの幼い頃をなぞるつもりなんです。
Sorry about that.
バンセンヌに来る前のことはあまり知りませんからね。それでです。なるほどね。
How were things this morning? There were a lot of people crowded around you.
そうですね。正直に言うと、最初のうちはあまり歓迎されていないようではありました。
I see.
考え直してみたいな発言ばっかりだったのよ。そんなこと言うことないのにとは思ったんだけど。まあ、男子に対する反発は根強いものがあるのよ。
Like, I would just mention the whole he saved her thing. Of course that's gonna, like, make an impression.
全寮制で気軽に外出もできないということはあるにしても、ボーイフレンドなんてほとんど聞いたことないんだから。それとルリコさん人気者だから、私が見て回ったところではもうやきもちがバリバリ。
Jealous?
妬みって言うんじゃなくてね、バンセンヌの場合、女の子同士でくっつくのが作法だから。
Is that how it is?
でも途中からおめでとうと言ってくれる人も増えてきました。聞けばリセさんがみんなに言ってくれたそうで。リセさん、どうもありがとう。どういたしまして。
Sunday. That's the second Sunday, though. He said it's the first Sunday of the month. Like they said, the first Sunday of the month is the fucking date. Hold on. Yeah, the first Sunday of every month. This is the second Sunday of this month. Get out! Get out. The door is that way. Get out. Get out right now. Like right this instant. Fuck off. This is a plot hole. It is inconsistency. 0 out of 10. Worst game. Fuck this game. Okay, enough. It was last Sunday, and our long-awaited date had finally arrived. At the sound of her knock, I cheerfully greeted her at the door.
ごきげんよう。
Morning. Rika was holding a picnic basket in her hand. Was that our lunch?
今日はいつも以上に丹精込めて焼き上げました。
Wow, I'm looking forward to it.
パンタービルの好きなクロワッサンも入れてあるんですよ。
Okay, don't get too happy there, buddy. Now that you mentioned it, Pantabella had been eating a croissant when I first met him, hadn't he?
マサヤさん、クロワッサンはお好きですか？
I actually used to eat a lot of croissant at like the school cafeteria. Like I basically like every morning would just buy a croissant. Like when I like with chocolate with like a chocolate cream filling. Just in order to wake up properly because I hate the taste of coffee. And I couldn't eat anything right after waking up because I have a problem where my stomach is just very easily upset, like for the first hour or so after waking up. And by the time I'm out of the house, by the time I can relatively safely eat again, I'm already out of the house. Like pretty much anything.
さすがはパンターベル2世ですね。
She had said something like that before too.
マサヤさんはパンはお好きではないのですか？
Well, I do like it.
では、マサヤさんはパンターベル2世ですね。1世はこちらです。
That kinda took me back. I just remembered something that happened around the time I met you. Pantabella was eating croissants back then too. Pantabella sounded happy because, probably because his name had come up. I never would have guessed that the two of us would end up dating. I murmured, filled with emotion. I've always thought of you as a pretty and friendly young woman, though.
そんな風に言ってもらえると嬉しいですね。
Ruriko acted a bit bashful on hearing this. I never could have imagined a future like this.
私は初めて会った時、とてもびっくりしたのが印象に残っています。
Surprise! Oh.
私の位置からですと、本当に首が浮かんでいるように見えまして。それに、服装にも少し驚きました。もっとも、あの時は下着とは思わなかったのですが。
I couldn't exactly tell a girl I had just met that.
そういえば。
Huh? Ruriko suddenly blushed and looked down at my lower body. What is it?
いえ、その。
She remembered. She paused, fidgeted a bit, and then finally spoke up.
湖で泳いだ時のことを思い出してしまいました。
Stop playing around with that damn thing.
どうした？
Huh? Remember the guardian popped up beside us and gave us quite a scare.
校長先生から話は伺っている。が、二人とも顔が赤いようだ。熱があるなら休んだ方がいいのではないか？
いえ、そんな。
It's not like we're sick or anything.
本当だろうな。
本当です。顔が赤いのはきっと私たちがラブラブだからではないかと。
The guardian looked unusually baffled. Nothing less from Ruriko.
まあいい。学校側も許可していることだ。通りなさい。
At least she's professional about this.
はい。では、ごきげんよう。
Thank you. The gate closed behind us as soon as we stepped off the school grounds. When the guardian disappeared, we both started laughing. Looks like the guardian can make sketchy faces like that too.
でも、嘘ではありませんよね。
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, you're right. Though you can't also, you know, it's also not the entire truth, since I think remembering that one time you accidentally saw your lover's dick before you started going out, I think that's a bit more than lovey-dovey, yeah. Planned our trip around the bus schedule, so we had no problems catching a ride into town. Ruriko sat in her seat, then let out a heavy sigh.
それにしても、私ったら ことあるごとにあの時のことを思い出してしまって。
That's some serious thirst. That time, asked, already knowing what she was referring to. What happened at the lake, right? Ruriko nodded, blushing.
あの時、私、
Bulging eyeful.
本当にはっきりバッチリもっこりと目にしてしまって。
A bulging eyeful. That third word means something completely different.
あら、嫌だ。私ったら。
Certainly seems to have left an impression. For the record, I'm pretty sure I wasn't bulging. I'm really sorry for making you see something like that.
いいえ、謝ることはないのです。
If anything, I should thank you. Wait, what? Ruriko took my hand. Her expression seemed absent-minded, like she was daydreaming.
不思議なんですよね。授業で習った時は別にどうとも思わなかったようなことなのに、実物とイラストという違いはあるにしても、私授業中などもあの時の光景を思い浮かべてしまって。
Oh no. I could feel her body temperature rising through the palm of her soft hand.
一人赤面したりしているんです。私変かもしれません。
You're not weird. She is weird, but just... like, she is weird, but that's not the thing that makes her weird. If I were, hypothetically, to see the same thing, I might become pretty weird myself. Wait, it's not like I'm trying to tell you to show me or anything, okay?
男同士でも？
No, I just mean if the situation had been reversed. I'm not telling you to do it, okay? I quickly cleared my throat. You're a member of the opposite sex, and the person I love. Of course, I would be interested.
好きな異性。なるほど、それはそうですよね。
She nodded several times, seemingly satisfied with that explanation. So, it's not strange at all. I think it's very natural. Ruriko closed her eyes and held a hand to her chest.
とてもドキドキして胸が苦しいような感じになって、でもそれは決して嫌なことではなくて、これはきっとマサヤさん、あなたに心を奪われているからこそなのでしょうね。
Did you have to word it like that? And I'm playing Persona 5 right recently. We gonna invade her father's palace, steal the treasure, make him have a change of heart. Is that what is going for? Probably not. Love you, Ruriko.
私も。
The lack of other passengers made for a good opportunity, so we flirted with one another. Also, by the way, like, I don't know why, but this already feels so long, even though it's only like an hour and 20 minutes. Probably because I'm already looking forward to A3 so much. To Majikoi A3. Like, I can't fucking wait. I cannot fucking wait. Anyways, we decided at our previous strategy meeting to take a walk around the city in chronological order. As such, our first stop was my family home. Somebody else was living there now, so all we could do, all we would be doing is gazing at it from beyond the fence, though. It's been forever since I walked through this area. I only live 30 or so minutes away by bus now, but this felt like a homecoming of sorts. We started at my family home, then went to a park I often killed time at when I was a kid, the playground, and finally the neighborhood where my elementary school was.
外の学校は校門からかなり近いところに校舎があるんですね。少し意外でした。
Whoops. Vincent... has, what is it called? The spot after you come to the gate with a row of ginkgo trees.
エトルワトシュマンです。意味は狭い道。
Oh yeah, that's Shema. That's how you say that. If I recall, isn't that a name from the Bible? The Etrach Shema wasn't exactly that narrow, though.
マサヤさんがよくブランコで揺られていたという児童公園や、セミを取っていたという雑木林。歩いていると、ふと子供の頃のマサヤさんの背中が見えるような気がして、不思議なような楽しい体験でした。
Yeah, I started to feel nostalgic myself. I could even begin to call those childhood days fun. But now I have a lovely girlfriend walking beside me. That fact was more than enough all on its own. We returned to the station front.
そろそろお昼の時間ですね。ご飯食べましょうか。
I'm starving. Besides, as far as I'm concerned, your lunches are the main event today.
私もお腹が空いています。
Want to eat at the park? The weather is nice, so I bet it'll be comfortable.
そうしましょう。
Talking is hard. Oh no, not this park. We sat down in a fitting spot on the lawn. I figured this might happen and packed a picnic blanket, which came in handy.
では食べましょう。
Ruriko gallantly lined up the lunch boxes. She may have had a sheltered upbringing, but she seemed quite different from other high-class ladies who had never so much as lifted their own chopsticks. Looking at what was lined up before me, I let out a cheer of joy. Wow, it looks delicious! Sandwiches, baguettes, and croissants. The multicolored marmalade was brilliant to the eye. There was also side dishes and pre-made salad, making for a perfect volume of food.
マサヤさん、どれから食べますか？
Huh? Well, let's see. Maybe we should start with the sandwiches.
わかりました。では、具材を説明しますね。
Sure. Ruriko pulled out a container filled with pre-made sandwiches.
こちらがアムールです。
Like a shell?
意味は愛情。そしてこちらはシェーヌ。意味は鎖です。
But why a chain?
その心はあなたを離さない。
Do you regretted it, Masaya?
そしてこちらはピューブル。意味はタコです。
Octopus? Is the octopus just octopus?
その心はあなたを離さない。
They're all like that?
冗談、ではないですね。半分以上は本気です。
Of course, I won't let you go either, Ruriko.
ではどれからにしましょう。
The more might be good after all.
では失礼しまして。
Just Pentabo. Also, this is a nice CG. Like, Pandabella is having a hell of a time back there. Also, that is a very small croissant. Ruriko cuddled up beside me. Huh? Are you sure?
もちろんです。
I won't go back then. Ah! Munch. That's delicious.
それは良かったです。
Ruriko squinted her eyes happily. Never eaten anything that tastes like this before. Is this beef?
アムールは牛肉をソテーしまして、 リンゴとレモンなどから作ったフルーツソースを絡めました。
Fruit sauce. Wow. That's what the invigorating mixture of sour and sweet was?
愛情は甘酸っぱいものかと思いまして。
I see. Thought it was one of her usual jokes, but she had put an unexpected amount of thought into all this. To me, Ruriko really was incredible. Oh, this is tasty. She scarfed down the sandwich in her hands in no time flat.
では次はシェーヌを。こちらは少し刺激的というか、ピリ辛な感じです。何しろ鎖ですからね。
Was she actually pretty fastidious? Was she actually pretty fastidious? Every single one of her dishes were delicious. All the dishes were delicious. Her gaze was brimming with affection as she watched me wolf down my meal. I felt embarrassed at first, but in no time at all, I felt engulfed in an indescribable euphoria which only heightened the flavors of her food, making them seem increasingly delicious. Yeah, that was great. Thank you for the meal.
お粗末様でした。
Even Pandabel, who had savoured every bite of his croissant, looked like he had just finished a job well done. You were even a good cook, huh, Ruriko?
いえ、そんな、パン作りだけですよ。
But you really went all out with the sandwiches and whatnot.
やはり、好きな人に食べてもらうために作るのだと思うと、普段以上に頑張れるものなのでしょうね。
That comment filled my heart fuller than my stomach. Ruriko, if I realized it, I brought my face close to hers and closed the gap between us. After accepting the kiss for a couple of seconds, Ruriko gently pulled away.
マサヤさん、ここは公園です。
She was a bit rattled, her face a deep red. Yeah, I just really wanted to kiss you. Do you dislike being kissed in places like this?
嫌ということは。
Just Vanderbilt, she fucking loves it. Keep doing it. Just fucking go to town on her right now. After verifying how she felt about it, I immediately touched my lips to hers once more. This time she accepted our gentle kiss. In the end, I found myself thinking that this might be the greatest treat of them all. That one's still fucking adorable. Oh, we're in December all of a sudden. That wasn't the first Sunday again! What was the second one? On our December date, we had a chance to do a raffle drum drawing. A raffle drum is an instrument with balls packed inside that you spin once and a single ball comes falling out.
私、ガラガラなんて初めてなんです。楽しみです。
I'm gonna be honest, she looks like she came straight from Mother Russia. Like, that looks straight from... that looks like she came straight from Mother Russia. Like, no kidding. Anyways, the one who gave us the raffle drum ticket was the lady from Batar Dogasavara. My husband and I have terrible luck with raffles. If you would like, I'll give this to you. That's what she said. Is he gonna have the same luck he had with this fucking lottery ticket?
ワクワクしてしまいますね、マサヤさん。
Yeah. Seeing Ruriko being all smiles while at the downtown raffle drum drawing was extremely adorable. To be perfectly honest, with her family's wealth, they could buy up every single prize in the lineup, and I was sure it wouldn't even put a dent in their finances. But that didn't seem to matter to her. Ruriko seemed to be genuinely enjoying the event.
あ、 もう並んでいますね。
You're right. When it came to the shopping districts, there were plenty of places where shops had lost their vitality and even shut down, but this spot in particular still seemed to be as busy as ever. When we reached the back of the line, Ruriko said,
それにしても、私、くじ運が良さそうに見えるでしょうか。
Well, you had luck in the lottery of life, at least. I just said that out loud. You certainly do look like you would have great luck. That's what she said to her as she handed over the ticket. Yeah, I definitely second that.
どの辺が。
Because you're a good person. I want good things to happen to people who regularly do good things. That's what I believe. After he moved further down the line, Ruriko's expression grew nervous.
本当に私でいいのですか？ガラガラを回すの。
Of course, besides, this is a big first for you. It was finally our turn.
これが。
Ruriko was observing it closely, so I handed over the ticket in her stead. How many times can we spin with this? 1, 2, 3. 3 spins! Ruriko, he said you can spin it 3 times. 'Grab this. I took her hand and guided to the lever. Touching her like this felt very natural at this point.
では、引きます。
She declared aloud, her expression the perfect picture of seriousness. Rattle, rattle, rattle. A yellow ball popped out first.
Oh, third prize. That's the good draw right off the bat.
やりましたね、マサヤさん。
What's the third prize?
It's a digital tuner. If you're still on an analog setup, you'll be able to watch TV with one of these.
Are these leftover items?
では、2回目、いきます。
Rattle, rattle, rattle! The next one to pop out was a pink ball.
Whoa!
Cigarette in the man's mouth plopped to the ground.
That's amazing. You got second prize.
Wow, that's crazy. The lottery clerk and I stared at Ruriko at the same time, and she smiled awkwardly. So, what's second prize?
100 yen certificate. Of course, you can only use it at this shopping district.
Wow, that's a pretty good prize.
But the first prize is even better. That's obvious, of course.
That reminds me of that one time, but was it in the... I think it was in the... Yeah, it was. It was in the... in the Mayuchi route in Majikoya 1, where they basically had where this citywide raffle was going on, and they were basically competing for first place because there's some manga artist, I think, that they got like an autograph from 2 autographs from some manga artist as the reward. As like one of the prizes, and basically Yamato got second, but he got second on purpose because first place was like some shoddy statue of the mayor. I do remember that being a thing. Anyways, what could first prize be exactly? I'm starting to get nervous.
Still, there's momentum. You could get first prize too. No, that could never happen.
では、3回目、いきますね。
Rattle, rattle, rattle.
The final ball was colored gold. Whoops, The man's mouth, which had previously dropped the cigarette onto the ground, suddenly dropped. Now that a hysterical cry began to ring his bell with all his might. We immediately returned to inform the lady from Batad Ogasawara about the outcome of the lottery.
Oh,
Wow! Her eyes went wide.
you really did have good luck at drawing.
A bit of smile crossed Ruriko's face. Hello? I pressed. So, what was first prize?
これなんです。
My. Oh my. You did a great one, didn't you? Especially for a couple.
Her joyous eyes gazed upon the both of us. What is it? We both blushed faintly. The grand prize was 2 tickets for a fucking Costa Hot Spring excursion. But isn't this run by your family, Ruriko? Oh, is it? Look, right here. She gestured while handing over the ticket. Oh, you're right. Yurari Kamiyagi was actually printed in rather large letters. Yurari Kamiyagi, huh? Are the hot springs its selling point?
見落としていました。なんだかそれどころではない心持ちだったので。
Yes, I understand how you feel. Anyhow, a trip with your boyfriend. That must be a first for you. And then they fucking. Being young sure is nice. Us married couples were like that once in our lives too. She went back to the shop with a nostalgic sigh. But, wonder if it really would... If it would really be okay for us to actually go there.
実は私もそのことを考
I
えてい
hate
た
my
んです。
nose.
私たちの交際、確かにお父様もお母様も応援してくれていますが、それはそれ。外泊となると話は別かもしれません。
Just ask him! I nodded. I'd finally established a good relationship with her parents and didn't want to betray their trust. Why don't we go have an honest discussion with them then? They weren't home at the time, so we decided to meet up with them later once winter break began.
ところで、マサヤさんはどう思います？来年のグランデボートですが。
Yeah, I replied in a gloomy tone.
文化祭では負けましたが、体育祭ではこちらの勝利でした。けれど、タミエさんの調査では、依然として白百合会の支持の方が低いということですので。
That's true. We fell silent, both looking depressed. Risa ended up losing at the Grande Vote. Then it was only natural that I would end up being expelled. What should I do if that were to happen?
私、考えていることがあるのですが。
What have you been thinking about?
でもそれは、その時が来たらお話しすることにします。今は、まだ。
Put the damn thing away so I stop playing with it. That sounds wrong, huh? Okay.
いずれにしろ、私たちは一緒ですよね。ずっと。
Of course. Wrapped my arm around her shoulders and squeezed her tight. Winter break start! Winter break had begun. I was waiting for Ruriko to stop by my room and I felt overwhelmingly anxious. Because... Oh, coming! Thump. Ow.
ごきげんよう。
Morning.
今、何か音が聞こえたようですが。
Well, I got a little hasty and slammed my leg against the table.
焦る？
Because I was thinking of what we're doing after this. Today was the only day in December that was convenient for her parents, so we decided to go see them right away.
そうですね。私も緊張気味です。 反対されなければいいのですが。
Yeah.
パンターベルも一緒に説得してちょうだいね。
Bitch, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That didn't seem possible. But in reality, I am hoping it all works out. After all, the plan is to take a trip on Christmas Eve.
イブが何か関係あるのですか？
Oh, I guess you wouldn't know about it. Christmas Eve is a special night for couples. Explain the custom to her.
そういうものなのですか。
So, yeah, I was thinking we could go on a trip together on Christmas Eve. I was thinking if we could go on a trip together on Christmas Eve, it would make it even better.
そうですね。これはますます頑張って頼み込まないといけなくなってきましたね。
Yeah.
いざとなったら泣き落としで。
Ruriko was surprisingly skilled at crying on cue. As before, we were brought to the estate by a luxury car. A luxury car? Did I just say that? Her parents were sitting at the dining room table.
やあやあ、よく来てくれたね。
Sorry to intrude.
お父様、お母様、ただいま。
She has returned
おかえり、
from Mother Russia. Just like the last time, their maid brought us tea. After she left the room, it was just four of us. After she left the room, and it was just four of us, her father spoke.
なんでも、今日は大事な話があるということだが。
お願いがあるんです。
お願い？なんだね。
お父様。
どうしたね、急に。
Too soon! Ruriko, you're supposed to save that as a last resort!
そうでした。私も焦っていたみたいで。
Her parents stared at us blankly as we held that hushed conversation. We want to go on a 2-day, 1-night trip. I nervously presented them the tickets in question.
あら、これ。
ん？おや、これは商店街の振興のために提供したものだが、どうしてこれを？
ガラガラで当てたんです。
それ
Whoops.
は。
When he learned that his daughter had won the tickets in a drawing, her father acted a bit oddly.
なるほどな。それで旅行か。
Yeah.
はい。
After a short while, her father spoke again.
二人の気持ちはもう固まっているのかな。旅行のことではないよ。その先の。
Whoops, we looked at each other, then nodded in unison. Yes.
わかった。
あなた。
待ちなさい。パパとしても、ルリコの恋愛にまで口を挟もうとは、もう思わない。お前を不幸にしたいわけではないということは、前にも言った通りだ。だが、恋愛よりも先のこととなると、二人の気持ちだけでは決められない事情が、神谷木家には存在する。それは、わかるね。グループの従業員は、家族にも等しい存在だ。そしてその数は、10万人を超える。マサヤ君は、それでも私たちの娘と添い遂げたいと思うだろうか。
Absolutely. I declared it immediately. I couldn't understand the sense of responsibility that came with having employees in the hundreds of thousands, but when it came to how I felt, I knew for certain.
わかった。いずれにしろ旅行は構わないと思うが、ママはどう思う？
それは私も。
With their permission, a bright smile spread across my, Ruriko's, and Pandabel's faces. Is Pandabel gonna come along, though? Because that's gonna be hella awkward. Like, is Pandabel just gonna be watching? Is that gonna be a thing? Because that'd be weird.
しかしこれ、せっかく商店街のために最上の部屋を提供したのだが。
Her father had a forced smile on his face.
まあ、くじで当てたのなら文句も言えないが。
Oh, the best room. Now I was even more excited.
ルリコ、こうしてきちんと事前に相談したこと、ママは感心しました。そんな聡明な二人であれば心配はないと思いますが、あまり羽目を外しすぎないようにね。
Don't worry, we will only do it for 3 hours straight.
わかりました。
She seems confused. Her mom was almost certainly referring to that. It was an invitation for a couple, and there was only one room prepared. That meant we would be spending our first night alone together. I returned to the dorm, still feeling all floaty. Ruriko was going to stay at her parents' place until the day we left, and would return to the dorm after our trip. I'm really looking forward to that. I was super grateful for Ruriko's luck at the draw. Not that I was alone, what her father said before weighed on my mind. Ruriko was an only child, which meant she would stand at the very top of that 100,000-man summit as the sole heir to the Kamiyagi group. I was sure her father had arranged a fiancé for her previously with such circumstances in mind. I wasn't sure what sort of pedigree that other man had possessed, but it was probably far better than mine. But I absolutely can't give up Ruriko either. What should I do to get them to recognize me as someone worthy of being a future husband? Rain and fucking Christmas stopped the music. Christmas Eve had finally arrived. In the middle of summer. It's not summer yet. It's still spring. We had arranged to meet in front of the station. Now that I think about it, this is our first time meeting outside like this. A few months had passed since we had become lovers. We'd already reached first base, so it was a bit strange for something so elementary to feel so refreshing. Is this what a tryst feels like?
ごめんなさい。待ちました。
No, I just got here.
お弁当
We all know this won't happen.
ちょっと手間取ってしまいました。
We're going to stay at an inn. Why the fuck would she prepare lunch boxes? Think about this.
Your hair's sticking to your forehead.
Yeah, right. As I was lost in thought, a black luxury vehicle stopped in front of me.
ありがとうございます。
Do not mention it.
まさやさん、ごめんなさい。待ちました。
Like Masa just...
I mean, this isn't quite what I expected, but, nope.
それは良かったです。
Oh, where's Pandabel?
遠出させるのも良くないかと思い、うちでお留守番ということにしました。
I guess that makes sense. After the car left, I said, shall we? Ruriko looked visibly nervous.
電車も新幹線も乗るのは初めてです。
I held her hand, so we don't get lost or separate from each other, okay? Then, 2 hours later. We're here! What a nice room.
本当に
The inn itself was prominent, so the lodging fees for their best room must have been pretty staggering too. That does look like a nice room. Sorry about that. Hiccups.
これが畳の匂い。私、和室ってあんまり入ったことがないんです。畳が新鮮です。
After I took off my coat and set down the luggage, I opened the sliding screen door which led to the next room. It was the bedroom. There are 2 futons lined up next to each other. It's kind of charming. By the way, Ruriko, will you be able to sleep in a futon? Don't you have a bed at home? It's not unheard of for people to have trouble sleeping when they use an unfamiliar pillow. She walked up beside me to peek inside the room, and her ears immediately flushed bright red. We're already living alone in our dorm rooms at school, but tonight would be the first night we would be sleeping in the same room together.
どうでしょうか。実際、布団で寝たことがないので、なんとも。
That makes sense. I closed the sliding door. Ruriko was still blushing. I probably was too. Ruriko? As our lips met, I heard someone say excuse me from outside of the room and quickly pulled ourselves apart. We heard someone say excuse me, I mean.
Thank you very much for coming to stay at our inn this evening.
Since she got down on the tommy mats and gave us a respectful bow, we too quickly got into Sei's position and bowed back. The tea was brewed for us, and then we reviewed the inn's standard procedures.
Those who stay in the Phoenix Hall are free to use the Nayuta Spring. It is reserved for you, so please do help yourselves.
The Nayuta Spring was apparently the open-air bath. When you say it's reserved, you mean it's just for the 2 of us?
Yes, here's the key.
If she was lending us the key, that must really mean that no one else but us could use it. A reserved open-air bath? How's as luxurious as it gets? When those steps left, I said, when it gets started, let's take a bath. Together.
混浴ですね。
Why, yes.
Yeah, that's right.
では、そうしましょう。
And then they fucked.
そうだ、先にお土産を買っておきませんか？後にすると忘れてしまいそうで。
Yeah, let's do that. Sunset soon came upon this short winter day as we loitered around buying souvenirs, and later returned to the inn. After enjoying a delicious meal, we at last had nothing to do. Ruriko and I both glanced over at the adjacent bedroom. I was, of course, interested in the side-by-side futons, but personally, the mixed bath with Ruriko was extremely tantalizing. After relax a bit longer, want to get in the bath? Ruriko's cheeks blushed faintly. The redness of her face was definitely caused by more than the ever so slight taste of plum liquor we had. That actually sounds delicious. I really want some plum liquor now. It would have been embarrassing to have someone watch me change, so I let Ruriko get in first. I waited 5 minutes, then followed after her. After locking up tight, I promptly undressed. Oh, crap. So excited my penis was already fully erect. That's not good. I internally repeated to myself, calm down, over and over. But of course, that had no effect. Emptiness is form, and form is emptiness, emptiness is form. In fact, it seemed like it only got my blood pumping even more. Oh well, nothing I could do about it. Not only did I have no way of hiding it, You could even say that there was no need for me to hide it. Still, walking around with my fully erect groin on full display did seem kind of offensive, so I covered myself up with my hands. Sorry to keep you waiting. The thing is, I'm fully okay with showing this, because by God, I've had worse CGs than the Ditzy Demons are in love with me. I really did. You damn well know what I'm gonna use as a thumbnail, though. Sorry to keep you waiting.
マサヤさん、こことても気持ちよくて。
Her gaze, which was initially pointed at my face, suddenly found itself down south.
それ、もしかして、勃起でしょうか
She figured it out at a glance. Well, you know... all I could manage was a dry laugh. Yep, you could tell just by looking, huh? I said something pointless.
それは、タオルを巻いているのに、不自然なくらい手で隠していましたので。
That made sense. I cleared my throat, my face on fire, and sat down beside her. It's hot.
暑いですか？私はちょうどいいですが。
That maybe it's because my body feels like it's on fire. This has to be so fucking awkward. I have a weird question for you.
なんでしょう。
You know about erections and stuff?
それは、授業で習いましたので。
Oh, that's true.
ついでに言うと。
What? All of a sudden, she let out a small chuckle.
冬休みの間に、うちにいるメイドさんにいろいろと教えていただいたのです。
She did her homework.
ですので、今は教科書に載っていないことも知っているつもりです。
Stuff you won't find in textbooks?
男女のむつみ合いについて。
It turns out that that the maid taught her like some insanely fetishistic stuff. Like, you just gotta hit him in the balls. Like, that's not something that's normal. Nope, I don't want to know people who like that. The maid said it was relatively normal, though. What kind of maid do you have? Are you sure that she's not more of a mistress? If you know what I'm saying. Like, are you sure she didn't work in an SMM club before? Are you sure her name isn't Ami? Anyways,
マサヤさんのおちんちんが勃起してしまったのは。
Hearing the word penis fly out of Ruriko's mouth sent shivers up my back.
私を欲しているからでしょうか。
Yeah, that's right. I gulped down my saliva.
The erection I thought couldn't get any stiffer surmounted that upper limit of hardness with ease, and was becoming even stronger. Surpass your limits.
Ruriko, I want you so bad, I can't stand it.
マサヤさん。
And then they fucked. I swelled with emotion and nimbly hung my body forward. I don't think I think something about your body is swelling. Our lips pressed together more forcefully than ever before. A hot sigh escaped through her nose. Her lips were closed tightly together. We had kissed many times before, but that was nothing more than a peck. An incredibly sweet act and nothing more. was a happiness-packed gesture in and of itself. However, did you hear about French kissing from your maid? Pupils wavered 2, then 3 times before she gave a small nod. I gently stuck out my tongue. I tickled her closed lips with the tip of my tongue. I should have already been familiar with the sensation of her lips, yet this felt very refreshing to me. They were a little puffy and incredibly smooth. Could we stop this, please? By God, this is fucking awkward. Her shoulders trembled slightly. Does it tickle? Thinking about it, I'm happy that I didn't have this webcam set up back when I did Chrono Clock. When her faces parted, she looked at me with an intoxicated gaze. Not exactly! Ruriko seemed to be feeling confused, unsure of how to accurately express those emotions. If you do it yourself, I bet it'll be clearer to you. I tickled her lips just as I had moments ago. Even if her knowledge base had increased, her feelings of embarrassment were still as powerful as ever. She didn't really respond to the kisses very much. However, I caressed her lips thoroughly, without pressuring her. Sticky kissy sounds repeatedly echoed throughout the uninhabited open-air bath. Ruriko's body trembled constantly, like a small animal, but at last her lips timidly opened. The elation I felt from her accepting me caused my nether regions to feel pleasantly tingly and numb. This is awkward. However, Ruriko still seemed hesitant. I stuck the tip of my tongue in and out to subtly urge her forward. She was confused at first, but she finally guessed what I was after and gently presented the tip of her own tongue. Whoops. Our tongues met and I saw multiple flashes before my very eyes. Wow. This kiss was an entirely different level from our previous exchanges, and it pierced deep into the center of my core. Once we started French kissing, Ruriko became much more bold and eagerly intertwined her tongue with mine. This is awkward! We enthusiastically sucked on each other's tongues, paying no mind to the saliva spilling from our joined mouths. Stop sucking face! It was like she was a kid with a brand new shiny toy. It was a bit too erotic for something like that, though. Finally short of breath, she pulled her face away. A bridge of saliva swayed between us for a brief moment, then broke apart. It wasn't as if we had done any strenuous physical activity, but neither of us could speak for a short while. Huh? After saying that, she held a hand over her stomach area. Ruriko let out a captivating sigh. Does it, feel good? I offhandedly asked. However, Ruriko's relaxed expression remained as is, and she nodded firmly.
も、どうしましょう。
Huh?
あの、
She hesitated to continue. Her face beat red, but finally whispered in a low voice.
お湯が、
Huh? What? I brought my ear close.
お湯を汚してしまったような気がして。
Huh? What did you mean? And then it hit me. Do you mean with your... Looks like I nailed it. Thinking about it, I was sure I'd give off some pre-cum, so I'd given up some pre-cum, so there were definitely some foreign substances in this hot spring now. Well, there's no need to worry about it too much. The hot water is always flowing and basically overflowing out.
ですよね。教科書にもあった濡れるという現象が自分の身にも実際に起こって、それでますます驚いてしまったんです。
That's what would happen normally.
そうなんでしょうね。おちんちんを目撃してしまった時と同じです。愛しい男性だからこそ、愛の行為だからこそ、こんなにも気持ちよくて幸せな気分になれて。
Ruriko? To tell you the truth, I was thinking maybe tonight. But I can't hold back anymore. I want you right here now.
私も。
Ruriko gave a tiny nod. I softly grabbed the knot of her towel. The sight of her naked body rendered me temporarily stunned. After staring at how beautiful I found her, Ruriko began to eye me back. For long she too tore away the towel at my waist in a hurried fashion. And thus began our first intimate night together. Ruriko, I love you.
私もマサヤさんが大好きです。
After we had made love, we got back into the bath. Not only did we wash off our sweat, but we were kind of concerned about making sure to return the water we'd stained with come back to the way we'd found it. Huh? What? I don't understand that sentence, but I think I got the general idea. Like, I don't know why I fucked up there.
だいぶお湯がきれいになってきたようですね。
Thank goodness. I was honestly truly relieved.
そうですね。自慢のお風呂を汚したとあっては申し訳も立たないですものね。
I gave her a heavy nod. You know, I actually said it, but I never actually said it, but I was hoping to do it with you on this trip, Ruriko.
気持ちは私と同じだったんですね。マサヤさん、以前言った私がキスのことをどう捉えているかということ覚えていますか？
Of course I do. Ruriko had said this, and to do that first, I have to tell you what I perceive the act of kissing to be. Well, a gesture. I always thought that I only wanted to do that with a single gentleman for as long as I live.
当然のことではありますが、あの話はキスについてだけではありません。愛の行為もまた同じことです。
Yeah, I know. I drew in close and gave her a light kiss. I'll be your one and only man for your entire life. I could now say those words, which seemed like a total dream when we first started dating, with absolute conviction. I will be with you forever.
私も同じです。
Like, I feel like this partitioning...
同じ。
Hold on. I feel like this petitioning there is kind of weird. Like, I would say, like, I will be with you forever. Not, I will be with you forever. Like, that sounds kind of weird to me.
マサヤさんのこと、ずっと。
We hugged each other tightly. The sound of the flowing water was strangely pleasing to my ears.
The end!
Together forever.
ずっと一緒に。
I'm expecting this one to be short. Christmas! It's Christmas! Where am I? For a moment I was surprised to find myself in an unfamiliar room, but it all came rushing back to me. This was our bedroom at the inn. It seemed Ruriko was already awake, as the futon next to mine was empty. My whole body was filled with the pleasant laziness you get after a night of sound sleep. I took a breath as I looked up at the ceiling. Ruriko was so adorable last night. Oh, crap. Thinking about last night instantly gave me an erection that couldn't just be passed off as being morning wood. I finally rolled out of bed 10 minutes later.
おはようございます。
Morning. By the way, that might be the first time I've ever heard you use that greeting.
ああ、かもしれませんね。寝起きで顔を合わせるのも初めてですし。
I like the soundtrack. Did you sleep well on the futon last night?
最初は感覚が違っていたのでどうかなと思ったのですが、すぐに寝入っていました。
Well, she did do some physically strenuous activities. Me too. It's been quite a while since I slept in a futon.
やっぱり二人ともとても疲れていたからでしょうね。ゆうべのマサヤさん、とても激しかったですから。私ったらしたないことを。マサヤさん、顔が赤いようですよ。
So is yours.
でも私、今朝はずっと顔がほてってしまって仕方がないんです。
Ruriko held her hands over her cheeks and sighed.
私、30分くらい前に起きたのですが、洗顔を済ませた後は何をするでもなく、ただぼーっとしていて、頭に浮かぶのは、ゆうべのことばかりで。一人で部屋にいるというのに、一人きりという感じが全然しないんです。というのも、私の中にまだマサヤさんがいるような気がして。ほら、私ったらま
Does it still hurt?
た少しヒリヒリしているくらいで、痛みは。はしたないことを言ってごめんなさいね。
You're not being vulgar, you're adorable. I gave her a light kiss. And yeah, it was the same for me too. After I woke up, I couldn't help but think about it while lying in bed. You trembling gently in my arms, I would move and you would react in response. You were really adorable.
やだ。
That accidentally told her what I remembered out loud. Her face flushed an even darker shade of red. I really did think she was a lovely girl. A girl like this was my lover. I was positive I would be the only one she would ever touch from now on.
マサヤさん？
Huh? Her eyes pointed downwards. Unbelievable. This was after holding it back for a whole 10 minutes too. But I'm going to go wash my face. I quickly disappeared into the bathroom.
ご飯にお身をつけという朝ごはんもいいものですね。
Most meals in Vincennes are bread-based, huh? Breakfast was very delicious, just as it had been yesterday. It was a considerably pricey full-course inn with a private and open-air bath and delicious meals. I couldn't be grateful enough for Ruriko's good luck. Getting to go on such a wonderful trip during Christmas. I'm sure this will become a memory I'll never forget for as long as I live.
本当です。
A lovely girlfriend, a stay at a lovely inn, and one lovely night. A year ago, I never could have imagined such happiness. A daydream like that would be similar to someone currently collapsing in the middle of the desert, having dreamlike visions of a glass full of water. What was no more than a futile dream a year ago had become my reality. Ruriko? I set down my chopsticks and gently took hold of her left hand. Ruriko put down her own chopsticks and put her right hand over mine. I'll be your new care from now on.
こちらこそ。
Ruriko moved away from the tea table, placed her hands on the floor, and bowed her head deeply.
末永く。
I quickly did the same. It was moments like these that she felt like a super high-class lady to me. After leaving the inn, we walked around town for a while. By the time we came back, the sun was starting to set.
今日は一旦実家に戻らないといけないんです。ただ時間はまだ大丈夫ですので。
I don't know why my snapping is working so well right now. Okay, the quality is already starting to leave my hand.
葉っぱとれ月の石でご飯を食べてから帰りませんか？
Hold on. Let's do that. We held hands as we walked. It was Christmas Day. The city was just as crowded as the day before.
朝やさん見てください。ほら。
Ruriko spoke up in a lively tone.
飾りがついています。クリスマスとなると街はこんな風になるんですね。
Yeah, every year. Save for the brief period where my father and I were on the run, I had always lived in the city. Either way, I had never been more aware of the decorations until now. It was probably because I had the love of my life at my side.
綺麗ですね。
Yeah. Ruriko had a huge smile spread across her face, like that of a pure child. Are they completely full? As far as I could see from outside, the tables at Papatora Moon Rock were all completely taken. I'll at least ask, wait here 1 second. When I asked the waiter, he said they were completely booked due to the holiday, but just then the chef poked his head out of the kitchen.
もしかして君
Huh?
前に店に来たヤクザを乗したそうじゃないかい
Yes, I'm sorry for causing you so much trouble back then. I tried to bow my head, but the chef laughed and shook his head.
何言ってるんだい僕は感心したよなんて勇気のある男の子なんだってね
Damn, boy! You're doing good, boy! Sure. Some compliment had my eyes spinning.
で今日はどうしたのかな
I was thinking of having dinner here.
おークリスマスにじゃあ彼女と
I am.
そっか悪いね今は満席で1時間くらいもすれば開くと思うんだけどなんなら空き次第携帯に連絡を入れるからその辺はぶらついていたらどうかな
Let me go ask my girlfriend real quick.
1時間ですか？私は構いませんよ。
Ruriko was mild-mannered and didn't seem bothered by waiting. We decided to take up the chef on his offer and hung around nearby. You're not cold for that Fanabelle around?
ハンターベルは確かにあれよりもずっと厚くて太いですが。
But what is this?
マフラーですが。
That's true, I'm sure it was way warmer than a muffler, yeah.
でも今はあなたがいますから。
With that, Ruriko hugged my arm. I'd been hopelessly embarrassed all day, up until this afternoon. What that essentially meant was that the embarrassment of having crossed that line was greater than I imagined. Not to mention, Ruriko was also, giggling like that with her face pointlessly red. It doubled my shyness. But that too faded once the afternoon passed, and was instead replaced with a feeling of deep intimacy between us, something of which we had never experienced before. Yeah, it's the middle of winter, but I'm not as cold as long as we're doing this. I muttered as I watched my breath fog up in front of me.
思えば不思議なものですね。人の縁とは全てそういうものなのかもしれませんが。
Just Yamato just pokes his head around the corner. Did somebody say connections? It's just... Connections? That's just... Connections? Imagine that being like a wall or like the corner of like... Connections? Doing that just now made my neck crack. That was not very pleasant. Where the fuck is the damn... There we go. By the way, I have a new 6-pack of bottles to put the damn thing into. Because of the former one, there's only one left. Yeah?
去年までは面識もなかった人が今は決して離れることのできない大事な人になっています。そうしたことは私これまでは想像もできなかったので。
Yeah, I thought something similar this morning. Ruriko whispered into my ear as we walked along.
私はもうマサヤさんのものです。そしてマサヤさんは私のものですからね。
Yeah, human connections definitely were mysterious things. I would never relinquish this warmth for as long as I lived. That's what went through my mind. And then the Yaks came by and tried to take her, so I fucking beat their ass. After we finished our meal at Papatora Moonrock, one of Ruriko's family vehicles brought me back to the school. Okay, this is it. See you tomorrow, Ruriko.
はい。では、ごきげんよう。
I watched her go until I couldn't see the car's tail or lights any longer. Ugh. Once I was alone, the impending cold of night quickly pierced into my body. January 1st, apparently. It was now New Year's Day.
明けましておめでとうございます。
The way she bowed her head with 3 fingers on each hand to the floor showcased how high-class a girl she really was. Happy New Year. I also sat in the unfamiliar Seiza position and bowed to her.
早速ですが、マサヤさん、今日は初詣に行きましょう。
Alright, let me go get my knife real quick. I don't actually have a knife down here, don't worry. I only have 2 sticks I can beat people over the head with. And you know, these guns I... That one was horrible! Why did I go for it? There's a hair. That is now no longer attached to my head. Can you even see that? Did I accidentally drop it? Can you see this? Yes, you can. Hair. Hair. I don't know why I'm doing this. Somebody tried to buy my hair once. Yeah. Oh, the shrine near Vincent.
いいえ、そこは以前火事で焼けてしまったので。
According to Ruriko, there was a moon rock shrine in the neighboring town, so we decided to go there.
実は、初詣も初めてなんです。
Because it was difficult to leave one way or another?
お正月は親戚一同で別荘のある牧場に集まるのが恒例なんです。それで
Ram Ranch? Wow, that's nice. A ranch, huh?
今年は両親に無理を言って抜けさせてもらいました。マサヤさんを置いて旅行に行っても楽しめませんから。
Thank you. I was grateful for her consideration.
でも、親戚の子は私がいなくて残念に思ったかもしれませんね。
This was Ruriko we were talking about, so I was sure she was popular with her relatives too. Or so I thought until she brought up a truly unexpected reason.
小さい子たちは私の運転する車が好きなんです。
Oh no. Huh?
あれ？前に言いませんでしたっけ？私、車の運転が好きなんですが。
Can somebody get the Euro beat going? Yeah, now that you mention it.
ところで、私、車の運転ができるんですよ。
Huh? So, do you, chauffeur them around?
ドライブというほどでもありませんね。私有地の中だけなので。
That makes sense. Then?
親戚の子に言わせると、まるでジェットコースターに乗っているみたいで、それが楽しいんだそうです。
She is talking about a car, right?
マサヤさんはジェットコースターはお好きですか？
If I had to say one way or the other, not really, I guess?
そうですか。それはちょっと残念ですね。
We took the bus to the station.
月石神社に行くのは私も初めてですが、そんなに遠くはなさそうです。
It's been ages since I went on a New Year's shrine visit myself. It might actually be a first.
そうなのですか？お正月には何か。
No, it's nothing like that. In reality, I was busy working, or just didn't have the physical or mental leeway for it. But I didn't tell her anything specific. It isn't like that, but I'm looking forward to it.
私もです。
It wasn't a large shrine by any means, but there was still still a pretty big turnout.
屋台まで出ていますよ。まるで文化祭みたい。
Wonder what they're selling. Let's go take a quick look. After heading over, it turned out to be sweet sake. This was a special occasion, so I ordered some. Hot. This intense cold, the scorching sweetness on my tongue was pretty tasty.
甘くて美味しいです。こういうのってなんだかいいですね。
Yeah. We spent some quiet time together, not really talking about anything in particular, each of us with a paper cup in hand. After we finished our drinks, we put an offering in the offertory box and put our hands together.
朝やさんといつまでも一緒にいられますようにとお祈りしてしまいました。
I guess we wished for the same thing then.
きっと叶いますよね。
Like just the people just standing behind them waiting for their turn, just like. Get a room, you two. Oh, we are getting that one after this. Yeah, I'm sure it will. But in order to make that happen, we couldn't rely on God. We had to deal with something much more down to earth. I have to get her parents to accept me somehow. At the moment, I still had no idea how I should go about that. January 4th. It was now the beginning of the new term. In my old school, listless sentiments like "I wish New Year's would never end" would prevail during the third term. However, such a sentiment Sentiment didn't exist at Vincennes at all. Everyone buckled down and focused on their studies right from day one. During lunch break, I had lunch with everyone for the first time in a while.
3学期からはいよいよ選挙戦がスタートするわ。気合も入るわよね。
Is what we've been doing through the second term different from the election?
ええ、あれは単なるアソシアションとしての活動だから。選挙戦ということであれば、立候補自体3学期に入ってからですし。
Huh? Don't you need to be an association president to be elected student council president? I'd assumed there would be deliberate nominations, but I guess I was wrong.
それは一応慣習だから、まあ事実上決まってはいることだけど、何かと形式を重んじる学校ですからね。立候補という手続きも省略できないというわけ。
Just immediately I nominated Ruriko. I see.
結局2学期のうちには逆転できなかったわ。でもかえって気合が入るというものよ。
That definitely sounded like the ever-resilient Risa I know. I
リツ
knew.
コ、私たちも勝って兜の尾を締めよと行きましょうね。
ええ。
何よ、
勝ってだなんて勝手な言い草じゃない。
それダジャレ。
Mitsuki spontaneously chimed in.
ダジャレじゃありません。だってまだ勝負はついていないもの。だったら勝っても何もないものでしょ。
まあそれは。じゃあそうね。リツコ、ウサギを狩るにも全力を出す獅子のつもりでいきましょう。
もっと勝手な言い草だわよ。
I really like Mitsuki. I really like her. She's a really good character. I could just... Like, she may not have a smug face right now. But by God, she wears a smug face over her heart right now. These two were the same as ever. The election campaign had begun. Compared to Risa's evident enthusiasm, I was anything but. Of course, on the surface, I was doing everything I needed to. But I was practically operating mechanically, almost like a robot. In other words, I was devoid of any feelings. The reason was clear. The situation involving Ruriko, more specifically her parents, weighed heavily on my mind. Her father had said this before, but when it comes not to love but to the future, there are circumstances in the Kamiyagi group which cannot be decided by your feelings alone. You do understand, don't you? Perfectly blunt, I was just some guy of shady upbringing. If you thought it over rationally, I didn't live up to the Kamiyagi family name at all. Her father may not have been opposed to our love, but when he said the future, that must have been what he was hinting at. Of course, I didn't want to give up on being with Ruriko forever. Never. In which case, I needed to get her parents to approve of me. But, how do I do that? However, with all of that on my mind, I just couldn't get myself motivated about the election campaign, which would be the conclusion to my first year at Vincennes. Now coming!
ごきげんよう。
Ruriko.
今よろしいでしょうか？
Of course. She was normally busy with the bread-making club activities, so it was rare for her to show up after school.
実はちょっと気になっていることがありまして。
What's on your mind?
最近まさやさんの元気がないなぁと思っていたんです。当たりでしょうか？
I'm surprised you noticed.
心と心が通じていますから。
It currently looks like my eyes are literally just blue lights because of the reflection in my glasses. Beep boop, beep boop. Anyways, I smelled. That was definitely true. To be honest, it's not that I've been sick or anything. I've just had something on my mind. After offering her a cushion, I faced Ruriko and told her exactly what had been bothering me. Practically speaking, I don't think what your dad said is unreasonable.
そうでしょうか。
I nodded. Probably. I mean, him setting you up with a guy you don't even like is unreasonable. But everything he said about being responsible and standing at the top of so many people, even a student like myself can sort of picture it. There's no way for me to change the fact that I'm nothing more than a guy with shady upbringing. So, when I tried to continue, Ruriko interjected first.
マサヤさんは決して馬の骨などではありませんよ。
His upbringing is shady.
それは私が一番よく知っています。
Like, no, like his upbringing is shady. Like his mom left his dad because of how debt-ridden he is, and he decided to stay with his dad, but he continuously racked up more debt until the point where his dad ran away and left him with the debt. That is shady. That is shady. Thank you. Now that I thought about it, had anyone ever said something so heartfelt to me before I came to Vincennes? I always spent my days terrified, running from someone or something's shadow. I never felt such warm feelings before.
マサヤさん
Huh? Ruriko embraced me and gently kissed my tears away.
どうして涙を流すのですか？
I'm just so happy. I feel so blessed that our hearts are connected.
私もですよ。
Like there's something in my, like, here. Hold on. Like here, for some reason, there's like something that hurts, and I don't know what it is.
マサヤさん好きです。
At first, we started tickling each other's lips with the tips of our tongues, but the kiss gradually grew deeper. Kissing my beloved girlfriend like this was causing a certain part of my body to rise to the occasion. When our faces separated, Ruriko gazed at me with glossy eyes.
私旅行から戻ってきてからというものずっと我慢してきました。
Holding back?
だって寮でだなんてなんだか気恥ずかしいような気がして。でも今はもう我慢したくありません。マサヤさんが欲しい。
Yeah. I want you too, Ruriko. When I rubbed her breast through her clothing, she let out a hot sigh.
I want you so badly, Ruriko.
マサヤさん
It's okay, right? If we do it now? As I spoke, I reached for one of the buttons of her blouse without waiting for an answer.
私の方からも
It took no time at all for things to get even more heated as we sensually caressed one another. We thoroughly enjoyed each other's bodies while transitioning from foreplay to a relatively wild lovemaking session. And immediately after, completely exhausted, we collapsed onto the bed for a short while to catch our breath. After cleaning ourselves up, we exchanged a shy smile.
日も高いうちにエッチなことをしてしまって加えて私は我も忘れて乱れてしまってもう本当に穴があったら入りたい気分です。
But it was totally cute, seeing it get so wild during sex. I hugged her and gave her a gentle kiss. Riko giggled in response.
本当ですか？
Really, that set of view is just for me. We spent some happy, quiet time together for a while, but Ruriko looked as though she suddenly remembered something and said,
そういえばさっきはマサヤさん何を言いかけたのですか？
Huh?
馬の骨に過ぎないということは変えようがない。だからと言っていましたよね。
Yeah. I replied, my smile warping into a more serious expression. I've been thinking that I want your parents to approve of me. Actually, I absolutely need to make sure that happens. Otherwise, we won't be able to be together forever. What should I do so that they will approve of me? I've been wondering that lately.
では 日曜日にでもまた両親に会いに行きましょうか。お父様お母様が実際のところ何を望んでいるのか、それは私も知りません。であれば考えていたところで答えが見出せるとは思えませんから。
Right about that. I would expect no less from someone as wise as Ruriko.
では今月のデートは私の家ですね。
Yeah. January 22nd. Today was Sunday, January 22nd. Ruriko and I visited the Kamiyagi household.
やあ、
Hello. As usual, her parents were all smiles, but I couldn't help being a nervous wreck. Even Ruriko, whose gentle smile ordinarily never wavered, looked completely tense today. Once the maid left the room, her father spoke.
さて、今日は何か大切な話があるということだ。
Like, you sure do like to have serious discussions, huh?
Ruriko and I exchanged a quick glance, then gave a small nod. Today, I want to ask, I had a question to kindly ask of you and came to visit you.
まあ、そう緊張せずに。
I'm freaking out! must have been acting a bit off since I wasn't used to being so polite. I apologize. I scratched my head, then gulped. In the future, I was hoping to get to marry Ruriko. Wait, I corrected myself. I am sure we will get married. That is what both Ruriko and I intend to do. However, I've not forgotten what you both told me. The Kamiyagi group has a responsibility to an extraordinary number of people, and Ruriko is heir to that. Even a student such as myself understands what that means, so I have a request.
今のがお願いなんじゃないのかね。
What I just brought up?
結婚させてほしいと。
No, my request was for you to tell me something.
教える。
What should I do in order for you, her parents, to accept me? He just looks at him like, yo, you hire some? We already accept you. Like both of them just... Look at this lad. That's a good lad. When I asked that, both of her parents looked a bit surprised. After waiting in silence, Ruriko's father directed his attention to her.
ルリコはマサヤ君と添い遂げることで必ず幸せになれるとそう確信しているのだね。
確信しています。というより、それはもう事実なんです。
Ah! My neck! I think you can slightly hear the cracking via the microphone. You can see where the microphone is. Like, it's here. My neck is back here. Logically. Hold on, let me just break my back as well. Ah, fuck. Ah! 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 I'm gonna sit like this for a bit.
だって今、とても幸せですから。マサヤさんと一緒にいることが。
This is a very uncomfortable position, especially since I've drank so much. Like I drank like an entire half bottle of this before starting the recording. I've drank two bottles of this during the recording. Now I've drank almost fucking another. Stay hydrated! I don't know why I dropped it. That makes it sound like that was accidental. No, I just I just full on decided to drop it, and it actually landed on upright. I don't know why. Anyways,
そうか。前の見合いの時は、お前はそんな笑顔を見せたことはついぞなかったが。
それはそうでしょうね。
Ruriko declared with a smile.
クリスマス旅行の時にも思ったことだが、マサヤ君は年齢に似合わず思慮深いところがあるようだね。
That's the thing, though. Because of what... Like, the thing is... Yes, I said earlier his upbringing is very shady. But the fact that his father was the way he is basically forced Masaya to grow up very early. Like, he is probably leagues more mature than other people in his age. Than other people his age.
え？
そうした思慮深さはルリコの婿として必要な条件ではあると考えていた。
Does that mean? Let my excitement show unintentionally, but a father reeled me back.
まあ待ちなさい。今のは条件の一つであって全てというわけではない。実は私たちにも考えていたことはあった。それについてはバンセンヌの問題がはっきりしてから伝えようと思っていたのだ。
バンセンヌの問題？
共学にするかどうかで揺れていて、マサヤ君はひょっとすると3月で奉公されるかもしれないのだろう。
Did they already like set something up to take him in as like to basically educate him after is thrown out, if he's thrown out or something like that? Did they set something up like that?
いや、それはどっちでもいいのだ。ともあれ、進路がはっきりしてから私たちの考えを伝えようと思っている。
では3月になったらまたお話を聞きに来ればいいのですね。
まあそういうことだ。
わかりました。
In the end, we left Kamiyagi Estate with our original goal unfulfilled. That end kind of ended with me wondering what their follow-up is going to be. Everything will come after the grand vote is over. Of course, that was my original area of concern, but matters of importance seem to just keep cropping up.
気にはなりますが、いずれにしろお父様とお母様がマサヤさんに対して好感を抱いていることは確かです。だから信じましょう。きっと悪いようにはしませんよ。
Yeah. We took each other's hand. Ruriko was pleasant, cheerful, and never lost that healthy optimism of hers. As long as I had her with me, I was sure I could stand up to any trial that came my way. That was what I believed. Bright. I feel like... Why do I suddenly feel like I called her Kaoruko a bunch on accident? Is that actually something that happened? Like, I remember accidentally calling her Kaoruko once. But has that happened at all in this part? Like, I don't know why, but it suddenly feels like I did that, like, I don't fucking know, like 10 times or something. Then, the fated day of the grand vote had arrived. The one elected to be the next student council president was... Ritsuko.
ちょっとリセったら何もテーブルに突っ伏さなくてもいいじゃない。自慢のバストが潰れちゃうわよ。自慢したことなんかありません。まあそれは冗談だけど、まあまあ元気出しなさいな。
Aka's comment was intended to boost her spirits, but Risa didn't even try to move and constantly sighed.
本当にもう
な気持ちよ。まさか負けるなんて思っていなかったのよね。
逆に、どうして勝てると確信できるのよ。本当にリスさんも自信過剰ね。
悪かったわね。
It was the same back and forth as usual, but there was no energy in Risa's replies.
まあ残念なのは私も同じよ。なんだかんだで白百合会としての活動頑張ってきたつもりはあるし。ただ問題はマサヤくんよ。
The eyes of everyone present turned to me.
今日の結果でバンセンヌは結局新年度から元の女子校に戻ることになったわ。サンプルももはや必要なしということはマサヤくんも。
おめこぼしとかないのかな。1年間通ってきたわけだし。
相手はあのお母様だからね。
Yeah, she's a bitch.
大薄でしょうね。
Something tells me he'll be allowed to attend because Ruriko's dad just kinda
Let him. He's already been there for 1 year. 1 more year won't hurt.
ですよね。バンセンヌを出て行った後、どうするつもりなの？
I've had to go to Itatsu Auxiliary School.
そっか。まあ、そうするしかないよね。
Risa finally picked herself up.
本当に残念だわ。マサヤさんとは卒業するまでバンセンヌで一緒のつもりでいたから。
Eh,
私、マサヤ様のことは決して忘れません。
1 week later. Who the fuck are you? Thank you.
まあ、死ぬわけじゃないもの。会う機会もあるでしょ。同窓会とか。
And then he never gets contacted for class reunions. Would it be okay for me to participate in those?
もういいんじゃないかしらね。マサヤさんが1年間はバンセンヌの生徒だったことは事実なのだから。
美月さんたら珍しく親切なのね。
何よ、それ。
今回の結果ですが、きっとマサヤ様が拒絶されたわけではないはずです。学校の方向性という大きなうねりを変えるのは、結局のところ難しかっただけではないかと。
I thanked Ritsuko for trying to console me.
それにしても一番残念なのはルリコね。彼氏が消えちゃって。
ですね。私、3年生になったら教室の机に写真立てを置いて授業の間も常にうるうるしていようと思います。
You make it sound like he died.
冗談を言える元気があるなら大丈夫か。
まあ、多少会いにくくなった程度でひびが入るような私たちではありませんからね。
言うわね。
Well, that's true.
そして定期的にパンターベルにスパイをしてもらって浮気の兆候があろうものなら鋭い牙で頸動脈を
Help. 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 I know why I just randomly decided to grab the the tissues and chuck it at the screen. just Vanderbilt. You got that?
牙あるの？パン君に。
This and that happened, and after the grand vote, our ordinary days continued on as usual until March began.
では行きましょうか。
Yeah. Hello. At long last, today was the day we would go meet with our parents.
手続きはもう済んだのですか？
Yeah. She meant the process of transferring back to Etatsu Auxiliary School, the school I had attended before coming to Vincennes. Everything had gone smoothly, and I would be returning to my old school at the start of the new term. Guess it's finally time for me to say farewell to this building, too. I Turned around and looked up at the Thousand Leaves dormitory I had spent the last year in. I was incredibly comfortable here, so leaving is pretty disappointing.
お住まいももう決まったのですか？この前どうしようかまだ迷っていると言っていましたが。
Yeah. I extended the lease on that worn-out apartment, but actually living there again worried me. My body had grown accustomed to the comfortable dormitory lifestyle. With that said, no matter how much money I had left, I wasn't so sure I could rent a nice place since I was still just a student. I'm still racking my brain over it. I'll get in touch with you right away once I decide for sure. But I wonder if getting in touch with you will be difficult. Cell phones provided by Vincent had special filters installed. If I were to call Ruriko's cell phone, it was designed so that I would be connected to the school operator first. It wasn't likely if Vincent would allow a phone call through from an outsider.
ヴィンセント封筒。そして切手を買い込んでおいてくださいね。私もそうしますから。
Yeah, I can just write letters. I turned around and stared at the school building. The place I lived for a year. Spent smiling, getting mad, and falling in love. Now that this day had come, I'll never be able to visit this place ever again. But even so, I didn't feel lonely. And if I were to ask why, it was because I had Ruriko. My year at Vincennes was something I would never be able to forget. Irreplaceable memories. However, memories were something you could only carry with you. My path was definitely before me. And I was walking along a new path now. That didn't make a whole lot of sense, I think. That was all there was to it. All the same, tears began to faintly form in our eyes.
さて、
The four of us faced each other, just like we had the month before last.
先にバンセンヌの行く末がどうなったか聞かせてもらおうかな。
In the end, it will remain an all-girls school.
すると、君は奉公処分になったのかね。
Yes.
4月からはどうするのかな。
I will be enrolling in Etatsu Auxiliary School, but it's a school I attended originally.
なるほど。バンセンヌにいる間は難しいと思ったが、そうであれば、1年間前倒しできることになるな。
His confusing statement made Ruriko and I exchange glances.
お父様、そろそろ聞かせてください。マサヤさんに一体何を望んでいるのか。
ではマサヤくん、1月の君の問いかけに対して返答をしよう。端的に言って、私も家内も君のことをもっとよく観察したいのだ。
Observe me.
そうして、この男子であれば、ルリコの相手としてふさわしい。そうした確信を得たい。そこでだ。マサヤ君、君には我が家の
Butler.
A flat? Yes, I understand. I will come meet you right away. Oh, Sachi, I just got word from Kasai. The car is stranded with a flat, so I'm going to go meet them. A flat? Understood. Oh, please do not forget your parasol. I cannot have you walking around with the young lady without shading her from the harsh sun. Understood. Oh, and also, yes, your tie is crooked. Yep. Yes. Ah, there she is. Ruriko!
マサヤさ走ってきたんですか？
Yeah. I would feel bad if I kept you waiting. Also,
あと
I want to see your face as soon as possible. I Please excuse me. I will wait here by the roads before the roadside service to arrive. Driver Kasai bowed to us. Wait, Kanishi now, all of a sudden? Oh, that was Kanishi that said the whole roadside thing. Driver Kasai bowed to... Like, which is it, Kanishi or Kasai?
Please take care of the young lady, Okanogi.
Understood. We were far enough apart in age that he could be my father, but Kasai addressed me with the son honorific, which meant, position-wise, I was his superior. Oh. Here you are, Lady Ruriko. Just look at this lad! He's looking fine there! He's not as good as a butler as Yamato was, though. I said before, holding the parasol over her head.
マサヤさんにそんな風に言われると、なんだかとても変な感じです。
I'm sure. Sachi is so strict, though. If I were to call her Ruriko at home, I was sure horns would grow from her head. She told me yesterday that my tie was crooked, too. But is it straight now?
ネクタイは大丈夫ですが、走ったせいでしょうか。頭がボサボサになっています。
That day 4 months ago, Father, though my lord, as I am now required to call him, offered for me to become a butler at the Kamiyagi estate. A what?!
執事であり、同時に私の右腕ともなってもらう。そうして近くにいてもらえれば、君という存在についてより確信が得られるだろう。
I mean, I called it.
そうだね。
Of course, there was no way I would refuse. After that, I wore the hats of both the student and the butler. The head maid, Sachi, was kind of a strict person, but the Kamiyagi household was comfortable and I was completely satisfied. I was pretty perplexed by this black uniform at first. Actually, it still feels like it's the clothes that are wearing me even now.
でも、よく似合っていると思いますよ。
Really?
それにしても、夏休みをこんなに楽しみに思うのは、私初めてです。もういくつ寝るとの歌を毎日歌ってしまいました。
It's the same for me.
夏休みになれば、毎日顔を合わせられますものね。
Yeah.
マサヤさんのいない晩線路での生活は、随分と味気ないものになってしまいましたが。それを取り戻すためにも、この夏はずーっと一緒にいましょうね。
Also, once again, they fucking pulled out and decided to not make this a few years later down the line with them together, leading the Kamiyagi group and having a happy married life. Like, why do so many visual novels just pull out of that? Yeah, we'd be together all the time, for sure. Just Annabelle, just look at him. Yay. And just like that, we're done with all the not after stories. I'm a fucking idiot. Another stories. Not after stories, another stories. Also, is this still glitched? It is! After images! Anyways, so yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And, Next time we'll be starting up with, first tomorrow we're gonna finally play A3! Which I'm gonna start with Lee's route, just so you know. And, then, after that, on Sunday, I'll be starting with the rest of the common route for Princess of Evangile base game. Sadly, I can't uninstall this yet because there's still the after stories. I didn't plan this out well, did I? But hey, I had to do Tomie, so because Tomie is the most important thing in this entire fucking game. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you next time. Bye bye. There's the button. There's the button. Bye.